Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. We are back here yet again commentating the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. This should be an absolutely phenomenal game. We are currently in commercial break. Hopefully I'm not missing anything here and I'm actually in the game and not in a random commercial break. All right, loading this up here really quick. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Welcome to the wonderful commentary stream. We are almost ready to get started. All right, hopefully this is the last commercial break and I don't miss anything. I don't want to leave in case I'm in the wrong thing. All right, this is updated. This is all good. All right, we are ready to go. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our second commentary of the day. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. We are ready to commentate the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. This should be a really fun one here tonight. Thank you all for tuning in to the Avalanche's win against the Kings 2-1. It was a close end to that game, but now we move on to this one here. Final score was 2-1 Colorado. There we go. Pull up a new sticky note. Got the stream here on my screen. Perfect. What's up, everybody? How are we doing? It's going to be an electric one here tonight. Still waiting a commercial break. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. God, I hope not. All right, let me do my little thing here up on the screen so nobody tells me to show the game. All right, I'm still in commercial break. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to exit out of this. Hopefully I don't miss anything. Just exit out of it and go back in here. Because I'm not exactly sure why I don't have the stream pulled up. All right. Here we go. I got it. All right. Tampa Bay and Montreal. I believe I'm going to miss a little bit of time. All right. We'll see where I end up placing at here. I'm going to miss a little bit of it. All right. 1940 we'll go with. All right. Here we go. Tampa Bay and Habs. We're underway. Uri Slavkovsky will dump it down low here into the Tampa Bay zone. Battling for it in the corner then. Cole Caulfield alongside Ryan McDonough. Chernak chips it off the boards, then ahead to center. Huge hit there by Caden Gooley on Jake Gensel. There's a lot of red here in this Tampa Bay arena. McDonough fires it on. That one is blocked. Slavkovsky gets it back then for Montreal. Chipped off the boards to Gooley. Cross-ice pass then now. Montreal holds it behind their own net. Lane Hudson with the puck here for Montreal. Calder Trophy winner for last year's playoffs. What's up, Code Red? How we doing? Welcome to the stream. It has been a while. Montreal will dump it down low here into the Tampa Bay zone. Gergensons. Back down low in the corner then. Lilleberg up top ahead then for Nick Paul. Paul carries it through center. Dumps it down low into the Canadian zone. Jackeye gets that one then for Montreal. Back over to Evans. Evans over to Jackeye. Grabbed back then by Jaden Struble. Struble clears it to center then. Lilleberg battling for on the right side. Stolen back then by the Bolts. Gord puts it through his legs. Intercepted then by the Habs, who will backhand it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Charles Destus will give that one back then to Nikita Kucherov. Destus up to Point. Braden Point circles it back around then down low at the top of the circle. Point back on the right side then. Kucherov takes it behind the net then for Tampa Bay. Shoots it on there on Dobish. He'll make the save. Mike Matheson now battling for it on the right side. Chipped off the boards then by the rookie Ivan Demidov. Not his first career playoff game though. Demidov battling for it in the corner. Darren Radish will take it back then for Tampa Bay. He will throw this one back to center. Radish taken back then by Kucherov. Kucherov on the right side to Destus. Destus back to Gonzalez. A shot And that one deflects up in the air and back down low. Matheson battling for on the right side then with Carrier. Kucherov will throw this one back to center. Lightning will get it back. Charles Edwards-Stoos. Back over then for Dominic James, who will backhand it down low into the Montreal zone. Struble off the boards to center. Battling for it on the right side is Kapanen with Texier. Oliver Kapanen trying to get that puck free down low. James will take it back then for the Bolts. Dominic James, we commentated his first NHL goal, fun fact. James into the zone, fires it on. That one's blocked. Connor Geekie to James, back down low, backhand on, and denied there by Dobish was Corey Perry. Good opportunity there for Perry. Up to the point then now, Destus will throw it down low to the corner to Perry once again. Perry tied up there with Struble. Perry will feed it up top then for Lilleberg. Lilleberg will fire it behind the net then, stolen back by Montreal. Penalty coming up here, I think, against Tampa Bay. A whistle blown dead at 16:43. I think there's a penalty. I think the Habs win tonight. I think the Canadiens will win tonight. Or today. Is there a penalty? I'm not exactly sure. I don't think there is, actually. Never mind, guys. Never mind. No penalty. Sorry. Faceoff's actually going to come up here outside of the Montreal zone. Shots are already 3-0 in favor of Tampa Bay. We got about 60 people here in this one to start. Thank you all so much for tuning in. For those who have been joining us here the entire day. Face-off coming up here now in the Montreal zone. It's Yanni Gourde versus Philip Denault. They'll kick Gourde out. Now Paul comes in. Face-off. One back then by Tampa. Destus will dump it down low into the corner. Montreal battling forward here on the left side, trying to get that one free as Denault. Stolen back by Hudson. Hudson will clear it back to center. Destus back off the boards. Down low now, Montreal battling forward. It's Anderson who's tied up in the corner. Already a very physical series. Hudson back down low to Evans. Up top now, Caden Gooley will throw this one around then behind the net. Destus will get it back then for Tampa. Destus off the board trying to get it to center. Montreal will dump it down low here back into their own end. Or back into the Tampa Bay end, sorry. Bolts will hold it here now. 4 minutes gone in period number 1. With speed the other way now is Brandon Hagel. He'll get around Caulfield. Hagel puts it through his legs. Throws it now behind the net then. Carry up top. Trenak in front. Saved by Dobish. Rebounds there in front. Dobish was way out of position there. He was like right up in the front of the circle. Here's Slavkovsky. Shut on there. Saved by Vasilevsky. And taken back then by Tampa Bay. Hagel throws it back to center. Regrouping now with it then is Montreal. Matheson back to the right side. Suzuki ahead then for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky to Suzuki, and the Habs are offsides. Starting goaltenders here on both sides. Jakub Dobish is in net for Montreal. Andre Vasilevsky is on the other side for Tampa Bay. It is a great matchup between the two of them here tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Tampa Bay zone. Point versus Newhook. They're going to kick Newhook out of the face-off circle. Coming in then is Texier. Texier versus Point. Off the draw. Montreal wins it. They'll dump it down low here into the Tampa Bay zone. J.J. Moser battling for on the right side. Gage Gonzalez back over to Moser. Really physical series here off the jump. And the puck slides up and out of play. Nearly sent a 2-on-1 breakaway the other way. 15:07 left to go here. Looks like James was interfered with on Jack-Eye. Hopefully he's okay. Hope the Habs can slap the sharpshooter out of these Bolts and tap them out. We'll see. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. It's one back then by the Bolts. 2-on-2 the other way. Hagel Into the zone, back to Gensel. Gensel fires it. It goes wide of Dobish. Chernak nearly ran into him there. Puck will slide all the way back out to center. Tampa will regroup in their own end. Gensel. Over then to McDonough at center. Intercepted then by the Habs. Here's Suzuki. Loops it back around in front. Slavkovsky can't get the shot on. The Bolts will regroup with it now on their own end. Caulfield. Tried to throw a pass up top. Chernak will take it back then for Tampa Bay to center. Backhanded down low there. Good play by the Bolts. Now Mike Matheson holds it here now in the Montreal end. Matheson chipped off the board center. He's 2-1 the other way. Newhook with Demi-Dot pass over. And the shot goes wide. Alex Newhook, a great chance there. But he could not get it on Vazzy. Kucherov, cross-ice pass. At the point then, Moser will dump it down low. Texier battling for it there then on the right side. Alex Texier fighting with Gouli. Kucherov is there as well. Texier will bank it off the boards. Newhook will get this one back to center. Regrouping now on their own end as Montreal. Newhook will drop it back down low then. And up for Gouli. Gouli to Newhook. Back over then for Boldu. Boldu will dump it down low here into the Tampa Bay zone. To Stews, cross-ice pass then to Lilleberg. Here's Lilleberg. Throwing all the way off the boards then and back down low into the Montreal zone. That is an icing against the Bolts. 13:31 left to go here in this opening period. Some solid chances and good back and forth between the both sides. So, Chad, welcome to the second stream of the day. So we will be live for Sabres and Bruins. But I have a feeling that part of that game is going to overlap. So I do want to keep that in mind here with you guys. Struble shoots it on there. That one's blocked. Here's Gergensons. Carries it ahead now through center. He'll dump that one down low into the Montreal zone. Jack-Eye off the boards for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield back to Suzuki. Suzuki will get around Gord. Up top, Struble. Struble shoots it. That one's blocked. Battling for it there is Slavkovsky. Struble back up at the point. Cross-ice passes Jack-Eye. Back down low then Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky up to Jack-Eye. He can't keep it in the zone. It'll slide back to center. Struble now will regroup in the Montreal end off the boards. Then Suzuki for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky battling for it down low. Kucherov behind the net, then the Boldu. Boldu fighting with Moser. Up top then Carrier gets broken up and the puck will slide back into the Montreal zone. Matheson cleared off the boards then ahead for Kirby Dach, who will dump it down low. Kapanen battling for on the right side then with Radish. Radish trying to get this one loose. Thank you, Bernie. I appreciate it. Moser battling for with point. Kucherov will clear this one back to center. Matheson. Cross-ice pass then to Carrier. Alex Carrier will dump this one down low here into the Tampa Bay zone. Radish battling for it now on the right side. Radish is stuck down low in the corner. Hopefully he's okay. Bolts will take it back and dump it to center. Caden Gouli now gets it back in the Montreal zone. Back over to Jake Evans. Tampa Bay trying to force this puck down low. Hudson on the right side off the boards. Montreal will get it back to center. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. It's Boldu with Evans. Boldu comes in. Backhand. There it goes high and wide. Puck will stay in the zone though. Geeky down low in the corner. Down there getting physical is Denault. It's a rematch from the 2021 Stanley Cup Final. Gouli up top then Hudson. A shot. That one is denied. Lightning will take it now through center. Cleared into the zone there by Corey Perry. Back into the Montreal end. 9 minutes gone here in this opening period. We are scoreless from Tampa Bay. Puck is dumped back down low into the Tampa Bay zone. That is an icing at 10:58 against the Habs. Thank you all for tuning in. And thank you all for tuning in to our other stream earlier today. That is the second most viewed stream of the Stanley Cup playoffs so far. I appreciate your guys' support here tonight on the commentaries. We have 2 more upcoming. I feel like, and again, I said this already, I already know that the Sabres, Bruins, and this game will overlap. This is going to overlap for sure. I'm going to miss probably like at least half of the first period of that game. McDonough. Back over then. Shot on is blocked. Here's Nick Paul. We'll clear this one around behind the net then. Down low in the corner, Chernak. Battling for it then with Gooley in the corner. Tampa Bay will get it back on the right side. Gergensons trying to get this puck free here now down low. Nick Paul fighting for it as well. Gord will backhand it down low behind the net. Denault. Back over to Caden Gooley. Gooley ahead for Ivan Demidov. Demidov through center. He's got some room. Will deke around McDonough. Try to get the shot on there. It broken up. Brandon Hagel now will move this one through center. Hagel will chip it down low into the Montreal zone. Habs will regroup with it here on the right side. Slavkovsky battling for it. Taken back then by Moser, who tries to dump it down low. Canadiens will move this one through center. Regrouping with it now is Slavkovsky as he's forced back into his own zone. We are over halfway through the opening period. It's a scoreless hockey game. Puck slides into the Tampa Bay zone. Bolts will dump it to center. Matheson. Cross-ice pass over then for Struble. Here's Matheson now taking it through center for Montreal. He comes into the zone. Poke checked away there by the Bolts. Suzuki keeps it in. Bolts will clear it back to center as soon as I say that, of course. And a whistle blown dead here as we have something coming up. And a penalty. Against Tampa Bay, the Canadiens will head to the power play. 9:23 to go here in this opening period. Montreal power play coming up. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. I am going to go use the bathroom really quick. I will be right back. Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. I was worried I was going to pee my pants if I didn't go right there. So sorry about that, guys. All right, back here for the opening period. Just barely made it in time. Coaching duel here tonight. Marty St. Louis versus John Cooper. It's a pretty good matchup if I do say so myself. Those two coaches been with their team for a while. Cooper longer than the other, but definitely still a great matchup there regardless. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Tampa Bay zone. Penalty up against Corey Perry. And the call on the ice for Perry is actually too many men. So a too many men call there for Tampa Bay, and Montreal will get the first power play of the night. Habs power play was 10th best in the NHL during the regular season. We will see if that matters. Face-off won by the Bolts. They will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Dobish gives it away then for Hudson. Lane Hudson now through center back over to Caulfield. Caulfield will drop it back for Suzuki. Suzuki over then for Caulfield. Caulfield back up top. Puck is cleared back to center. And the Habs will regroup. I did not wash my hands. I did not have time for that. Next time. Hudson over then for Caulfield. Broken away then. Montreal will carry this one through the zone. Suzuki back over then. Broken up by Tampa. They will get it to center. Girgensons battling for it then alongside Demidov. And now Demidov will break this one through center. Demidov to Caulfield. Caulfield up top then to Suzuki. Suzuki on the right side. Back down low to Caulfield. Halfway through the Montreal power play. Suzuki below the line for Montreal. Caulfield up top to Hudson. Hudson, pass over then for Demidov. Below the line then. Slavkovsky in front. Saved by Vasilevsky. He'll cover that one up. Good setup there by Montreal. Just could not get a clear shot on. But I'm sure they'll take it. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. Already a well-played game here so far. Habs looking to face-off here in the Tampa Bay end. One back by Montreal. Lane Hudson. Back down low, crossover. And Kirby Dach with a good chance in front, but the puck did not go the way he anticipated. And it goes up and out of play. You got a little cross-check there from Chernak. He did not seem to like that. But a good opportunity there. Kirby Dach with a nice little chance in front. Good little poke there by Chernak to get that one away. And that Chernak gets Dach up there in the shoulder there a little bit. 8:01 remaining here in the second period. 38 seconds to go on the power play. Face-off is won back then by Tampa. They will dump it all the way back into the Montreal zone. Dobish now here to regroup for Montreal. Gets it up then for Hudson. Hudson through center on the right side then. Alex Newhook carries it into the zone. Broken up by Tampa Bay. Here they come. Hagel carries it into the zone. Pass down low and Chernak could not get there. Taking it now through center with speed is Zach Bolduc. Time winds down on the power play. Bolduc fires it on. Save rebounds in front. And they could not get it past Vazzy. Kirby Dach. Back to Texier in front. And Newhook fires one wide. Power play is over. Here's Corey Perry out of the box. Battling for it down low in the corner with Matheson. Mike Matheson gets it back then for Montreal. 7 minutes to go here in period number one. Gonzalez battling for on the right side. He'll throw a pass from Radish, a shot denied by Dobish. Realize there, and they could not get it on their stick to get the shot on. Here come the Habs the other way. It's Anderson, fires in, and that one goes wide. He was there for Montreal in that Cup final. He scored that game-winning goal in overtime of Game 3. On the right side, Gonzalez battling for it down low in the corner. Rashler will turn over in front. They score! Josh Anderson! What a shot and what a goal! And it's 1-0 Montreal. What a shot! And it was a turnover in front that caused that goal, but what a play for Josh Anderson at 6:36. It's a 1-0 lead for the Habs. Talking over myself there on that initial call. Josh Anderson from Alex Carrier. And that was a nice play by Carrier to just move that one in front. Anderson fires it on the top corner of Vasilevsky. And he makes it a 1-0 lead for Montreal. Here's Ryan McDonough off the boards then to Hagel. Cross-ice pass to center is broken up. Gensel takes it back then for Tampa Bay. Battling for it down low in the corner is Gooley. He'll clear it back to center. Habs will get it there. Chernak dumps it back down low into the Tampa Bay end. Dobish back over then to Hudson. Lane Hudson over then for Gooley. Gooley back over to Suzuki. Suzuki will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Bolts will try and regroup with it here. The Habs are keeping on the pressure. Chernak ahead to center. Puck is dumped back down low into the Montreal zone. Struble behind his own net. Up top, Newhook back to Demidov. Demidov gets around the D. Up top, then Newhook couldn't get the shot on. And now the Bolts will move it back through center. Here's James with speed. Dominic James, cross-ice pass up top, then to Hagel. Hagel to James. James comes in, fires it, and that one goes up and out of play. 5:23 to go. Here in period number 1. Josh Anderson with the go-ahead goal. It's 1-0 Montreal. 3 seeds are dangerous, yeah. I'm pretty sure every single 3 seed has won the game 1 of every series so far. Now, granted, there's only been 2, but it does set up a good spot for Montreal. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We have 90 people here to open up this second game of 4 here on the channel today. I imagine we're going to miss a little bit of Sabres versus Bruins, so do brace for that. I apologize for that, but we may miss a little bit of that series. We'll make up for it, though. We will be live for Game 2, Game 3, and Game 4 of this series. So this is one of those series we will be live for all 4 of the games here yet again. And I might have to change that. I might have to try and look to be live for Sabres Bruins, because I'm not live for Game 2 or 3 of that. All right, I'll have to look at that. All right. Telling you, abs versus avs? What does that mean? Or Habs versus Avs. Okay. All right, I was going to say, that'd be a fun final. That would be a very fun final indeed. All right, back here for the opening period between the Habs and the Lightning. Josh Anderson with a nice goal top corner. It was a nice play by Alex Carrier to send that puck right in front there for Anderson as the defense was occupied at the moment. And it is a 1-0 lead for Montreal. Face-off coming up here now in the Canadiens' end. It's Evans versus Cirelli. Shots are 5-3 here in favor of Tampa Bay. It's a Bolts power play, actually. My apologies, I missed that. Face-off won by Tampa Bay. Radish up top to Point. Point back to Kucherov. Radish up top for Tampa. Fires it on. Save it front. Rebounds in the crease. And clear back down low to the corner. Cirelli back over then for Gensel. Battling for that one down low. Point. Trying to get it loose. On the right side now, Braden Point trying to get that one free. Anderson battling for it as well. Cirelli back to Kucherov. At the point, Radish. Back to Kucherov. Down low, Gensel. Back to Kucherov up top. Kucherov a shot. That one's blocked. Rebound in front. Gensel a shot. And he passed it instead. What are you doing, Gensel? Gensel up top to Kucherov. Kucherov at the point then for Tampa. Gensel to Kucherov. Pass over. Radish a shot. And that one goes wide. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov down low to Gensel. Gensel pass to Radish. Tampa regrouping with that puck. Kucherov a shot. That one goes wide. Banked off the boards. Down low in the corner. Gensel to Kucherov. A shot tipped in front. Habs get it back. And they will clear the other way. Puck will slide back down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Less than 40 seconds to go on the Tampa power play. End of the period. Here's Point. Carries it into the zone. Point cross ice pass to Hagel. Point battling for it down low with Hudson. Getting to it first is Kapanen. Puck is backhanded all the way back down into the Tampa Bay zone. Darren Radish now gets it back for the Bolts. Radish for Hagel. Hagel will carry it now through center, broken up then by the Habs, who will clear it down the other way. Getting it back behind the net then, Vasilevsky will give it up then for Chernak. Chernak through center. Clears it down low into the Montreal end. Struble off the boards. Up top then now. Gord back to Chernak behind the net then for Paul. Stolen back then by Montreal. Power play is over. Great kill there by the Canadiens. Kirby Dach will dump it down low here into the Tampa Bay zone. Destus on the right side battling forward with Dach. Tampa gets it back. Paul in the corner. Turnover forced there. Boldu will feed it up top. Here's a shot from Jacky, and that one is blocked. Tampa Bay now will get it back to center. They'll gain the line and dump it into the Montreal zone. Jakub Dobish out of his own net to play this puck. Struble back behind the net then, down low for Jacky. Jaden Struble now will move this one through center off the boards. Here's Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky broken up there. Losing his stick was Lilleberg, and that'll be a penalty against Montreal. Another penalty coming up against the Habs. It's on Juraj Slavkovsky, and Tampa Bay will get their second power play of the game. Habs lead 1-0. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. All your guys' support is very much appreciated. It's been a fun day of hockey so far, and it's only going to get better from here. Oh, man. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. As always. This should be a fun series. Shorty from Montreal will be huge. Got to stay out of the box. Bruins Sabres going to be fun. Yes, it will be. We're going to miss a little bit of that, though. I can already tell. We'll probably miss like the first period of that, sadly. But to make up for it, we'll be live for Game 2. Change my schedule around. We'll be live for Game 2 of that series. To make up for that. All right. Any chance of doing a jersey swap? I'll swap the jerseys in the next intermission. Sorry about that. I kind of forgot to do that. My bad. All right, Tampa Bay power play coming up with 2:23 left to go in period number 1. Bolts need a goal. I don't know. That's a good question. You would have to ask Habs fans. Face off here in the Montreal zone. Evans will win the draw against Gensel. Tampa Bay gets it back up top. Shot on Radish. A shot. Save by Dobish as he makes the save down low. And the Bolts have put some artillery on him. But he's made the saves. 2:18 to go. I'm not sure. I don't know either. You should ask Habs fans. Face-off coming up here now in the Montreal zone. It's going to be Hagel versus Evans. Off the draw, the face-off is won back then by Tampa Bay. Radish will dump this one off the boards, back down low to the corner. Braden Point clears it back up top, then the Gensel. No problem, JCS. Thank you for tuning into my streams. Radish, back to Hagel. Cross-ice pass is broken up. The Habs will clear the other way. Radish will now regroup here in his own zone. Radish holds it now in his own end. Drop back then for Kucherov. Kucherov up top to Hagel. Cross ice pass to Gensel. Gensel up top then for Radish. Radish to Gensel. Down low Kucherov. Kucherov to Gensel. Up top. Radish's shot saved by Dobish. He got him there in the chest. Jakub Dobish looking like his best, already nearly halfway through the Tampa Bay power play. Good chance there by Jakub Dobish. And good chance there by the Bolts battling for that puck. Face off here now out in the Montreal zone. It's won by the Bolts. Down low in the corner now, Braden Point. Up top then, Hagel. Brandon Hagel now back down low for Point. Point will bank it off the boards then, Kucherov. Kucherov at the point then for Tampa Bay. Down low, Gensel. Gensel shoots it. It's in the crease and up and out of play. And a good little piece of that there gets sent up over the glass. Face-off coming up here now in the Montreal zone yet again. The Bolts have put on the chances, but they cannot get one past Dobish. Second power play of the game here for Montreal. Face-off is won back then by the Canadiens. Anderson will clear it all the way back down the other way. Last minute of play here in period number 1. Radish drops it back then for Kucherov. Kucherov will carry it here through center. Off the boards to Point. Point up top to Radish. Cross ice pass Hagel. Hagel to Radish. Back to Gensel. Tampa cycling the puck. Kucherov below the line. Trying to throw a pass in front there to Anderson. It was broken up. 10 seconds to go on the Tampa Bay power play. 30 left in the period. Cleared back to center. Radish. Back over on the right side then for Hagel. Hagel will move it now through center. Gensel to Kucherov. Up top, Chernak. Down low on the right side then, getting it back is Point. He takes a stick to the face, and a whistle blown dead, and another penalty against Montreal. Wait a second, what? No, it's on Tampa. Oh my goodness, it's on Tampa. I thought for a second, and I forgot to start my clock, I apologize. I thought for a second that they were calling Point for the stick to the face, but they're calling Hagel for interference. Wow. That is interesting call. Wow. The referees are conglomerating right now. They might take this away, actually. This could become a 4-on-4. We'll see. 12 seconds to go here in regulation. Regardless of what the penalties are, they will carry over into the second period. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We will be live for however much we can be for Sabres and Bruins, and then live for Mammoth and Golden Knights later on tonight as well. Here's the call. It looks like they're going to call this a double minor against the Habs for that high stick. So it'll be 4-on-4. Followed by a 2-minute Tampa Bay power play. Or no, they're going to review it for a double minor, actually. Hang on. Oh, my voice. I can feel it starting to fatigue here a little bit. So again, Braden Point took a stick to the face from from Caden Gooley. But Hagel interfered with Gooley. So they called Hagel as well The referees are reviewing it. We'll see what the call is here, but it could be 4-on-4 or a double or a 4-on-4 followed by a Tampa power play. We'll see. And of course, they cancel out. So they changed it from a Tampa Bay penalty to a Montreal penalty. That is the call here on the ice. They changed it from a Montreal penalty to a Tampa Bay penalty to a Montreal penalty. So now Tampa Bay is on the power play for 12 seconds. Oh my goodness. Interesting. Interesting call here. St. Louis, not a fan. All right, so it's going to be a Tampa Bay power play here, it looks like, for the last 12 seconds of this one here. There's a pretty sizable amount of Habs fans in the crowd. There's a lot of red here in Tampa Bay. So it's going to be a Tampa Bay power play for 12 seconds here. We will see if Tampa can convert on this at all. Face-off coming up here now in the Montreal zone. It's one back then by the Habs. Matheson will try and clear. He'll bank it off the boards to the right side, and that will do it for period number 1 here from Tampa Bay. End of 20 here from Tampa Bay, and only one goal so far, and it comes from Josh Anderson, who gives the Canadiens a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 2 momentarily. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it, as always, you being in the streams. It means a lot, man. Thank you. So a goal from Josh Anderson makes it a 1-0 lead for Montreal here through 20 minutes of play. All right. So we'll take a breather here. If you guys want to talk about anything, be sure to drop it in the comments down below. Solid first period. Missed the first couple minutes of it, but I appreciate all of you guys being here in the stream. It's been a fun one here tonight. All right. Got to update the all-time stat sheet. That includes the stats from Colorado and Los Angeles. Got to do that here super quickly. That was a fun opening period. Stick around, everybody. We got the second period coming up in just a moment. That was Josh, for those who are wondering, that was Josh Anderson's third goal in a commentary. Fun fact, it was his third goal in a live commentary. All right. Panarin. 3-2-5. You know what? No, I gotta do O'Connor first. All right. Oh, that's not the right one. Nope. No way that's Jack Drury's first ever point. whatever. If Hagel doesn't hit Gooley didn't touch him with high stick. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do about it? They initially called Montreal. I'm surprised they didn't just call both and have that be the end of it. They took away the Montreal one and they gave it to Tampa. That was a little surprising. I was surprised by that. Figured they would just add a Montreal penalty there instead, but nope. It is what it is. We'll see what happens in the second. All right, perfect. There we go. Oh, you're right. Let me swap the jerseys. You are right. Let me do that really quick. All right. Pull the jerseys out here. There we go. There we go. All right, there you go. Habs and bolts. Up there in the back. Forgot to do that. Thank you for reminding me, Daniel. A lot of Daniels here. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Helps out with the engagement. Brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Pretty good day today already. That was a pretty good Avalanche Kings game there. And with that said, we have crossed over the 1,000 view mark here on this commentary stream. So thank you all for your support. Be sure to like down below. 4th stream in a row that we have reached the 1,000 view mark on. That is great. All right, Forsberg. 0-4 in live commentaries. Doesn't have that bad of a stat line, though. He had a good game today. 933. Add that to the average calculator. All right, perfect. There we go. And Wedgwood with the 5-1 win. Only allowed 12. 12 divided by 6 is 2. For those who don't know. I didn't know that for a long time. No, I'm kidding. I knew that. Obviously. All right, 960. All right, perfect. That is done. Got about 10 minutes here till period number 2. Let me see here. Where are the Kings at? There we go. Wedgwood was better. Yeah, he was definitely the better goalie in that game. He played awesome. He played phenomenal. All right, Anderson. There we go. Anderson, that is his third goal in a commentary. Gotta find him here in my list. And then Carrier. 1, 2, 3. Oh, why is he in there twice? Perfect. Refs are a joke. Penalty on Newhook is a joke. We already know Bettman is sniffing the Lightning to win. Well, they aren't winning right now, so. Habs have done a good job at holding off all the power plays, so at least that's a plus. All right. All right. Murakami had another homer. Take a course on religion about the Habs in Montreal. Really? I didn't know that. Is that actually a thing, or are you just saying that to me? That'd be crazy. That's crazy if that's true. Really, that's actually nuts. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Number 8? Oh, he's in missiles, dude. I don't know if that's true. Oh, it is true. Oh, I'm reading it wrong. Wow. Back got some Chinese food. Nice. Was just outside. Okay. Wow. I haven't had food yet. Maybe Depending on what the Sabres and the Bruins game is at when we're done with this game, maybe I will go and grab some food, but we'll see what period it's in, or maybe I'll just scrap that game altogether. We'll see. I said I'd stream all 4 of those, so we'll get as much as I can in that game. Little less than 4 minutes to go here in intermission before we get started with period number 2 between these two sides. It was a good first period overall. Both teams had chances. I would argue Tampa was the better team. They obviously had more power plays, though. So there's that. All right. All right. Period number 2 coming up in just a moment. Stick around, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Was wanting a Sabres jersey, and of course not on sale on Fanatics, debating grabbing a Blackhawks. Blackhawks would be nice. How about some Buffalo wings? Ooh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, no 420 for me. I never do that stuff. Never been one to really do that stuff, to be honest with you, so. Yeah. Was outside for a while, but how's this game look so far? It's been it's been good for both sides. Both teams have played well. We're getting ready for period number 2 coming up in just a moment. Tampa Bay will start out with a power play in it. How about Matthews to the Habs? No. No way. No way they would trade him there. If they were to even trade him. I don't even think they trade him. What happened to Stamkos? He's no longer on Tampa Bay. He's on Nashville. He's been on Nashville for like 2 years now. All right. Period number 2 coming up. I guess my clock was a little bit ahead. I apologize. You're welcome, John. Thank you for tuning in. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning here tonight. First period recap. The only goal that was scored in the first period came from Josh Anderson, making it a 1-0 lead for Montreal after 20 minutes of play. Taking a look now at your stats through 20. Shots are 9-4 in favor of Tampa Bay. Faceoffs are 53% in favor of the Habs. Power plays, Tampa Bay 0 for 2, Montreal 0 for 1. Hits are 21-17, and block shots are 5-4, both in favor of Tampa Bay. Period number 2 between the Bolts and the Habs, and we are underway. Face-off is won back then by Tampa Bay. Reminder, the Bolts have 1:40 of power play time. Kucherov will drop this one back then for Hagel. Point tries to carry it into the zone. Radish tried to throw a pass to Kucherov. It was blocked, and the puck slides back to center. Kucherov into the zone, back over for Gensel. Down low in the corner, Carrier takes a stick to the face, and that's a penalty against the Bolts. Here come the Habs the other way. Montreal will regroup now on their own end. Evans clears a pass over, and the Bolts will touch it, and we are going to get some 4-on-4, followed by a Montreal power play. Good chance here for Montreal, so we're going to get some 4-on-4, followed by a brief Montreal power play as Kucherov tagged Carrier there in the face, and yeah, that is a penalty. That is definitely a penalty for sure. So 4-on-4 for a little over a minute, followed by a brief power play for Montreal. Habs got a chance to be up by 2. Yup. We'll see if they can get it, though. The last 3 regular season meetings between these two teams, they have averaged over 200 penalty minutes between these two sides when they play each other. And that is no different here tonight. Face-off coming up now in the Tampa Bay zone. It's Newhook, who will take the draw then against Nick Paul. The face-off is the tie-up now at center. It's won back then by the Habs, or by the Bolts, sorry. Here's J.J. Moser, carrying it now through center. He'll loop around down low in the Montreal zone. Moser behind the Tampa Bay net. Moser off the boards then to Lilleberg. Emil Lilleberg down the right side. He's got some room, battling for it in the corner then with Kirby Dach. Struble fighting for it there as well. Alex Newhook will bank this one off the boards, back down low into the Montreal end. Kirby Dach gets it back then for the Habs. Dach will carry it here through center. He'll bring it into the Tampa Bay zone. Gets tied up there by Destus. Moser in the corner battling for it there. It's taken back then by Point. Braden Point with speed. Back to Gensel. Gensel fires it, and it deflects up in the air and back down low behind the net. Hudson battling for it now. Point trying to get to that one as well. Matheson in the corner. Point steals it back up to Destus at center. Charles Edward Destus will drop it back for Ryan McDonough. McDonough over then for Yanni Gourde. Montreal is now on the power play for about 45 seconds. McDonough up top to Gourde. Tampa Bay trying to run down the clock. Here's Gergensen, shorthanded. We'll throw it down low to the corner now. Gourde battling for with Suzuki. Intercepted then by Montreal. Hudson back to Suzuki. Carried ahead then for Caulfield. Caulfield to Suzuki. Suzuki up top to Demidov. Pass over is broken up. Slavkovsky at the point back for Hudson. Hudson fires it, and that one goes wide there of Vasilevsky. Caulfield over then for Slavkovsky. Suzuki below the line. Nick Suzuki down low. Up top to Hudson. Hudson to Suzuki. 3 seconds left in the power play. Caulfield, right side, pass over to Demidov. Demidov waits, fires it. Saved by rebounds in front. And Slavkovsky fumbled the puck and couldn't get the shot on. Power play comes to a close. Puck goes up and out of play at 17:09. Great opportunity there for Montreal, but they could not get the puck on As Caulfield, he found Demidov. And Demidov got the shot on, but Slavkovsky could not get the rebound. Shots are 9-5. The Habs trying to take advantage of the very little shots they've had. Highlighting there Cole Caulfield. 51 goals on the year, tied for 7th most in Montreal history in a single season. Face-off won by the Habs. Matheson will fire it down low behind the net. Oliver Kapanen. Below the line then for Montreal. Cross-ice pass to Carrier. Carrier down low into the corner. Boldu. Back to Kapanen. Hit back down low in the corner there. Taken back to by Montreal in front. And Kapanen fires a shot up high. And back down low. Tampa Bay will clear it. Back into the Canadian zone. Arbor Xhekaj. Behind the Lightning net. Xhekaj battling for it then alongside Dominic James. Here's James into the zone. Gets knocked off that puck. Habs will take it back. Here they come now the other way. Boldu with speed will get around Tampa Bay's defense. Boldu cross-ice pass then for Suzuki. Suzuki below the line. Throws it up top. Shot on is blocked as it slides back down low to the corner. Corey Perry. Ahead then to Destus. Back off the boards then. 2-on-2 the other way. It's Hagel. Down the right side, battling for it now with Struble up top. Radish, a shot! Save there by Dobish. And a big stop there by Jakub Dobish, who has stoned Tampa Bay so far. Shots now 10-4. 10-4. Yeah, Caulfield played phenomenal this year. He had an incredible season. You are definitely right about that. Caulfield had a phenomenal year this year. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be inside of the Montreal zone. Jakub Dobish had the 4th most wins by a rookie goaltender in franchise history this past year. All of the Canadians that are above them on that list are in the Hockey Hall of Fame, including Ken Dryden, Jacques Plante, etc. Evans will take the draw here against Nick Paul. They will kick Evans out, I believe. And coming in is Denault. Face-off is won back then by Montreal. Matheson trying to poke check that one ahead. Paul a shot. And that one goes wide of Dobish. Evans battling for it now on the right side. Destus. Chipped off the boards then for Gord. Gord throws it ahead to center. Dobish out of his net to play it. Matheson. Back down low now as Evans will move it through center. Evans off the boards to Denault. Denault comes into the zone. Backhands it wide there of Vasilevsky. Now Anderson trying to get this one to center. Down low in the corner. Denault. Cross-ice pass then is broken up by the Lightning, who will get it to center. Paul will chip it down low. And the Habs will regroup. Gooley in his own end now. Moves it through center back to Evans. Broken up then by Moser. J.J. Moser now regroups in his own end. Only 5 shots here for Montreal through about 25 minutes of real time. It's been a difficult time getting shots, but the shots they have gotten, they've made advantages of them. Here's Demidov, puts it through his legs, backhand on there, goes wide of Vasilevsky. Here come the Lightning the other way. It's Kucherov, 3-on-3. He'll gain the line, throws it back down low for Gonzalez. Pass is broken up. Moser to Gonzalez. Pass in front is blocked. Battling for it then in the corner is Gooley with point. Stolen back by Newhook. Chipped all the way off the boards, then back to center. Paul will regroup in the Tampa Bay end. Gonzalez back over to Kucherov. Up top, Moser. Right side, Gonzalez to Kucherov. A shot. That one goes wide. It's been a long time since Nikita Kucherov has scored a goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's been a long time. Alex Newhook will drop it back then for Matheson. Mike Matheson now here in the Tampa Bay zone. Matheson will carry this one through center. Cross-ice pass to Carrier. Carrier will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Through center, Perry. Off the boards, Connor Geekie. Geekie to Lilleberg. Lilleberg cross-ice pass then to James, broken up by Kirby Dach. Dach back ahead then for Montreal, who carries it through center. Boldu over then for Jacky, who dumps it down low. Boldu battling for it down low in the corner. Destus back over to Perry. Perry up top to Geekie, a 3-on-3. Geekie will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. James fighting in the corner with Lilleberg. Getting it back then down low is Boldu. Boldu back to Jacky. Arbor Jacky off the boards to Kirby Dach. Dach will dump it furthermore into the Tampa Bay zone. Chernak fighting with Suzuki. Intercepted by Destus. Here come the Bolts the other way. Cirelli to Hagel. Hagel dekes into the zone. He loses the puck. Taken back then by Chernak and dumped down low to the corner. Cirelli battling for it below the line. Anthony Cirelli pass in front. Broken up there. And battling for it is Hagel as well. Cirelli in front. Jabbing at that puck. And Montreal gets it away. Slavkovsky to Caulfield. Caulfield, he's got some room. Battling for it in the corner then with Chernak. Back over to Slavkovsky. Uri Slavkovsky fighting now with Jake Gensel. Gensel back to McDonough. Stolen back by Slavkovsky. Saucer pass is blocked. And Gensel will get it back to center. Hagel will play it back down low. Chipped off the boards. And ahead for Hagel. Once again, he's got Gord. Hagel to Gord. The pass is blocked. Oh, my goodness. Hagel battling for it alongside Hudson. Up top now with that puck. Hagel to Radish. Radish will dump it down low in the corner for Gord. Gord battling for it on the right side. Then Anderson will get it back to center. Gergensen's trying to clear that one down low into the corner. Gooley battling for it as well. Here's Gord. Gord into the zone. Fires it and gloved by Dobish. And plenty of fisticuffs and pushing and shoving. Do I think Edmonton can make it all the way to the finals? I think they can. We'll see what happens, though. 11:50 left to go here in period number 2. The Habs still lead Tampa Bay 1-0. And we're going to get some more penalties assessed here. 4-on-4 coming up yet again. Feels like there's been so much 4-on-4 hockey here. We'll step aside. 11:50. 1-0 lead for Montreal. Go Montreal. Love to hear that. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new. And like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. Brings more people into the wonderful commentary. All right, still here in period number 2. I didn't see many Oilers games this year. Can they beat the Avs or the Wild? They definitely can. They definitely need to hold it on the back end, of course. A lot of errors there on their defense. Hopefully they can fix that up. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the stream, Chris. Good to see you here yet again. Good seeing all the regulars here returning yet again. Sad that the Panthers didn't make it this year. Yeah. Is what it is. It is what it is. They'll be back next year, I'm sure. They have too good of a team to be out of it again next year, but we'll see. Very physical game here tonight. 25 hits for Tampa Bay, 21 for Montreal. The physicality has been booming. Still sounding good. Yep, 2 more to go. Probably less than that. Because I'm going to miss a good chunk of Sabres and Bruins, because that's supposed to start in like 20 minutes. I'm definitely going to miss some of that. But it is what it is. They were smart. They would have had that as the early game, but I don't know what their schedule plan was really with this. They should have did, what they really should have did was they should have did this game first, Avs Kings, Sabres Bruins, and then Mammoth versus Golden Knights. That's what they should have done. Face off here now in the Montreal zone. We're back to 4-on-4 yet again. Shots are 11-5 in favor of Tampa. Face off one back then by the Bolts. Lilleberg in his own end for Tampa Bay. We'll give that one back to Destus. Destus chips it off the boards then. Kucherov drops it back to Lilleberg. Lilleberg regroups now here at center. Into the zone now. Braden Point with speed. Baps it back then to Destus. Destus to Point. Point up top. Back to Destus. Destus up top then for Tampa Bay. Looks for options. Fires it on. That one goes wide of Dovish. Kucherov battling for it then with Newhook. The Habs will get it back to center. Jake Evans holds it here now in the Montreal zone. Mike Matheson will take it now through center. 9 minutes to go here in this second period. Matheson carries it through center. Radish fighting there as it's dumped down low into the Tampa Bay zone. At the point, Hudson. Cross ice pass then for Gooley. Up top, Cole Caulfield. Caulfield back over to Suzuki. Suzuki takes it below the line. Battling for it then with Cirelli. Radish gets it back then for the Bolts. Darren Radish will hold it here in his own end. Cross ice pass to Destus as Tampa Bay regroups. Here's Brandon Hagel. Hagel with speed comes in, loses the puck. And he was knocked down to the ice there by Gooley. Now Anthony Cirelli battling for it in the corner. Still 4-on-4 for 20 more seconds. Halfway through the game and the period. Here's Hudson. Off the boards to Suzuki. Suzuki into the zone. Will bring it back to center. He'll regroup now. Drop back over then for Lane Hudson. Hudson ahead then for Doc. Kirby Doc into the zone. Back down low. Lilleberg battling for on the right side. Tampa Bay steals it back. Hudson keeps it down low. Suzuki in the corner. Back over to Doc. He could not complete that pass. No, my real name is actually Evan. My real name is Evan. Here's Anderson. Back down low for Newhook. Shot on there by Anderson is blocked. In the corner now, Kirby Doc. Grabbed back by Kapanen. Up to the point then, Matheson fires it. They score! Tipped in front. I think it was Josh Anderson who got that one. And it's 2-0 Montreal. Josh Anderson, his second goal of the game at 9:17, makes it a 2-0 lead for the Habs. And that was a perfectly executed offensive play. It's Anderson from Matheson and Kapanen. And a 2-0 lead for the Habs. You like to see it. And I'm pretty sure Anderson does get that tip. And we'll see. Oh, this might come back, actually. Oh, this is coming back. Oh, I think this is coming back, guys. Yeah, this should be coming back. Oh, they're calling it a good goal. Oh, wow. So they called it a good goal on the ice, but they're going to review it again. I think this is going to come back. Mini upset underway. Habs seem good. Yeah, they played well so far. They're taking advantage of their opportunities, so I think this might come back. They're reviewing it here on the headset. It looks like that stick may be above the crossbar. We will see what the official review is here. This shouldn't take too long, though. I think this goal's coming back. Yeah, looks like this is probably going to come back. The Lightning have been slumping down starting the playoffs, so it's not hard to see why they're struggling. Yep. All right, this goal's coming back. No goal. The stick was above the crossbar as it deflected into the net, so they will take that one back, and the Lightning are saved for now. Still a 1-0 lead here for Montreal, regardless of that. Tampa Bay fans are happy, but they definitely need to start turning things around here. It's been a pretty meh kind of period here. Really kind of just back and forth in the neutral zone. Only 3 shots total through about 10 minutes of hockey. So still a 1-0 lead here for Montreal. Face-off's going to come outside of the Tampa Bay zone. Face-off won back by Montreal. They will dump it down low. No, that wasn't a good goal. His stick was above the net. His stick was above the crossbar. That's illegal. It was not a good goal. And we have an injury here down low in the corner. Destus is down low on the ground as he got cross-checked into the corner. No, I disagree with you, Habs. That's a good goal. Or that's not a good goal. Sorry, it's not a good goal. It is illegal to have your stick above the crossbar. It was above the crossbar. And his shoulders as well. It was. It was an illegal goal. Oh, hopefully Destus is okay. That's a rough hit there on Anderson. They're putting Anderson in the penalty box for this Destus hit. Hopefully Destus is okay. I disagree with you, dude. I don't think you're right. I don't think that's a good goal. Because his stick was above the crossbar and above his shoulders. Even if it was above the crossbar, it's above his shoulders, and that's not legal. So, I mean, you could say it's a good goal, but clearly the refs thought otherwise, and arguing about it's not really going to matter. You're still winning, so I mean, like, you're still winning the game regardless. So I don't know, you shouldn't really get too worked up over it. All right, so we'll go to commercial break. Destus is going to the locker room. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like we're going to get a Tampa Bay power play off of that roughing call there. I believe it's a roughing on Anderson. So Tampa will get another power play. All right. So we made a 2-minute penalty here for Josh Anderson. They said they would review it for a major. I don't think that's going to be right. Are they giving it a major? It says 2-minute major on my screen. I wasn't really paying attention. Do you mean the stick touching Vasilevsky? It was because of the... No, it wasn't because it was touching Vasilevsky. It was because the stick was above the crossbar. Did they give him a major? The stick was above the crossbar, and that's not legal. I don't think it touched Vazzy. That's not what I was saying. I wasn't saying that it touched Vazzy. I don't think it touched Vazzy either. I didn't realize that was what you were trying to say. It wasn't because it touched Vazzy. It was because the stick was above the crossbar. Yeah, it is. It is illegal if it's above the crossbar. Or above the shoulders, too. All right, after review. All right, 2-minute penalty. No, you really don't. You really don't. They were reviewing that for the high stick. They weren't reviewing it because of goalie interference. That was a high stick, and it was above the shoulders too. That is an actual rule. It wasn't because it was touching Vasilevsky. It was because it was above the crossbar. If you go and look it up, it is an actual rule. It's all good. You didn't know, but I wasn't disagreeing with you. It definitely did not touch Vasilevsky. Anyway, power play coming up here for Tampa Bay. Enough of that goal. It doesn't really matter. Face-off here in the Montreal zone is won back by the Habs. Newhook will clear this one all the way back down into the Lightning zone. Radish regrouping with it now in the Tampa Bay end. Radish will drop it back then for Hagel. Brandon Hagel now over for Kucherov. Now Gensel battling for it, and that play is offsides. .844. Tampa scares me, and I'm a Flyers fan, so I don't know about that. Yeah, I agree with JP. It is what it is. Face-off outside of the Montreal zone, won by the Habs. They will clear it all the way back down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky gives it back then for Radish. 8.5 minutes to go here in period number 2. Braden Point into the zone for Tampa. Banks it back up top to Hagel. Hagel down low in the corner for Kucherov. Kucherov up top to Radish. Radish for Hagel, a shot! And that one goes wide of Dobish. Here's Radish at the point. Radish to Hagel. Hagel shoots it, and off the post and out. Oh my goodness, right there on the iron. They had Dobish beat. Up top, Radish, a shot saved there by Dobish. Rebounds there, Kucherov a drive, and that one is denied. Hagel, up top to Radish. Radish to Hagel. Back down low then, Gonzalez to Kucherov. Kucherov to Radish, he scores! Darren Radish, the one-timer on the power play, and the Bolts have tied it. What a wire from Darren Radish. And it's on the power play. Oh, my Lord. And the crowd has been reignited here in Tampa Bay. Hagel fired it off the post. It went off the post and out. And then they cycled it around a little bit more, and Radish gets the game-tying goal. I believe it went off of Dobish's pad and in. And the Bolts have tied it. Darren Radish's second career goal in the postseason. And we are tied at 1. Here's Hagel battling for it then with Hudson. On the right side, Slavkovsky, Hudson, and Hagel getting into it down low. Habs take it back in their own end. Caulfield battling for now on the right side. Assist on that goal are Kucherov and Gensel. Another chance there for Chernak, goes wide. McDonough back down low. Gensel behind the net. Battling for it then. Back in front. They score! Brandon Hagel! And just like that, the Bolts lead 2-1. 2 goals in less than 30 seconds. Brandon Hagel bounces right back, and the Bolts are in the lead. And this place is going absolutely insane right now. Off of a poor turnover from Hudson, who just tried to clear it. Hagel makes it 2-1. Tampa Bay assisted by Gensel and McDonough. And the Bolts lead 2-1. 7:16 left to go here in period number 2. And it just sucks because Hudson could not get that one out of the zone. And unfortunately, it led to a goal. St. Louis is very upset with the referees right now off of that instance down low with Hudson and Hagel. I didn't really see it very well. Interesting. Let me see the replay here. I didn't really see the Hagel-Hudson collision. I mean, Hagel was holding on to his stick, but Ooh. No freaking way. Did Hagel score with Hudson's stick? Did Hagel really just score with Hudson's stick? That's nuts. Wow. Face-off here at center is won by Montreal. Demidov will backhand it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Radish behind the net. Demidov battling for it then with Point. Tampa Bay will clear it back to center. Matheson off the boards to Newhook. Newhook will backhand it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Paul battling for on the right side. Kucherov will clear it all the way back down the other way. That's actually nuts. Yeah, they probably should have challenged that or something. I think that is illegal. I've seen that before. I feel like they've called a penalty on that before. That's interesting. I've never seen that before where he steals somebody else's stick and scores. I mean, again, like that's nuts. I can't believe that. Here's Paul firing it there on Dobish. On the right side now with that puck. Radish up top to Chernak. Chernak will dump it around behind the net. Gord to Lilleberg. A shot, glove by Dobish. And the referee blows the whistle. 6:25 left to go here in period number 2. Brandon Hagel and Darren Radish make it a 2-1 lead for Tampa Bay. Nikita Kucherov with that point on the Darren Radish goal makes it with the point on the Darren Radish goal, now moves into the top 20 all-time in postseason points. Face-off here in the Montreal end. Suzuki will win the draw back to Gooley. Gooley will clear it back to center now. Here's Lane Hudson on the right side for Montreal. Hudson chipped off the boards and back down low into the Tampa Bay end. Vasilevsky back to Suzuki. Gensel will clear it back to center. Regrouping with it now is Hudson off the boards to Slavkovsky. Intercepted there by Tampa Bay. Gensel will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. 5.5 minutes to go here in period number 2. Slavkovsky breaks this one in, battling for it there with Girgensons. Montreal now regroups on their right side. 29 seconds between the two goals. That's the sixth fastest goal, or sixth fastest span of 2 goals being scored in playoff history. Gord up top then for Moser. Moser will dump it down low behind the Montreal net back to Kapanen. 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Lilleberg regroups with it now. Cross-ice pass to Moser. Moser will dump it down low. Gord to Paul. Shoots it. And that one is blocked. Here come the Habs the other way. Boldu back to Kapanen. Zach Boldu here on the right side. Boldu up top to Jackeye. Shot on is blocked. Puck will slide back down low in the corner then. Kirby Dach battling for it then with Geekie. Lilleberg fighting for it here in the corner. Puck will slide back to center then here now. Nick Paul will get it there the other way. Arbor Jackeye will bank this one off the boards. And out of play. I don't know why my clock is so far behind. 4:18 to go here in the second period. The Bolts lead the Habs by a score of 2-1. Here with 2 goals in 29 seconds. So again, for those who are curious about that goal, again, Hagel took Lane Hutson's stick, went down the other way, and obviously scored a goal with it. That's, first off, it's kind of funny. It's kind of insane how that happens. So you guys are arguing right now in the chat if it's illegal. It is illegal. You cannot grab another player's stick in hockey. I don't know if it was intentional, though, that he took that stick, but I think he just took whatever stick was there. I mean, you can argue about that, whatever, but it's illegal. But, I'll say this. It is what it is. I mean, these things happen. You get screwed over sometimes. It happens to all 32 teams. I mean, for Montreal, you can talk about how it didn't count, and yeah, we'll talk about it, but the bottom line is they got to bounce back from that. Now you have to just kind of scoff it off. It is what it is, and bounce back from it. There's nothing you can do now. We've played about 5 minutes of hockey since it. So it is what it is. But they'll be talking about that for a while. They'll be talking about that for a while. It is what it is. I mean, if you want to talk about that, you can talk about that. But we can also talk about how Montreal has 5 shots through nearly 40 minutes of play. I think that's what we could talk about. Montreal has 5 shots through about nearly 2 periods of play. So, all right, back from commercial break here in just a moment. Multi-point game for Jake Guentzel. He had the assist on that Hagel goal. Darren Radish with the game-tying goal as well. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Helps out with the engagement. Brings more people into the commentary. Yes, Caulfield is playing tonight. Here's Jake Evans now trying to clear this one to center. Carrier gets it back then for Montreal. Carrier battling for it down low in the corner with Moser. Battling for it now, Radish. Alongside Denault. Montreal trying to dump it down the other way. Tampa will get it to center. Anderson dumps it back down low into the Tampa zone. Moser clicks it off the boards. It bounced off the boards a strange way. Evans tries to backhand it down low. Nick Paul will clear it up. And that puck goes out of play. Why is my clock so far behind for some reason today? Moving a little slow. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, not a whole lot from Caulfield. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. Point versus Newhook. Face-off is won back then by the Bolts. Here's McDonough. Through center with speed. Will chip that one, and it goes up and out of play. The moment I say that. Of course. Of course it does. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Recording my commentary clip of the Radish and Hagel goals. 2 of those will be used for commentary clips. Face-off coming up at center is won by Montreal. They will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Caulfield back over to Slavkovsky. Here's Jake Guentzel down low up top to Hagel. Hagel will backhand this one all the way down the other way. Cirelli will dump it here into the Montreal zone. Caulfield battling for it then with Gensel. Puck is chipped off the boards then. Suzuki will backhand it down the other way, or at least he'll try to. Suzuki down low here now in the Montreal zone. Back to Matheson. Taken back then by Tampa. McDonough below the line. Ryan McDonough now battling for that puck. Habs will carry it here now through center. Slavkovsky backhands it around past Hagel. Suzuki below the line to Caulfield. They missed the pass. Here's Chernak. Around to the right side then. Clear off the boards to center. Xhekaj battling for it now with James. Newhook will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Dominic James now in their own end will clear it back into the Montreal zone. 2:18 to go. Icing against the Bolts. 15 shots on goal is not great, but at least you have more than the other team. Only one shot in this period for Montreal so far. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone is cleared around behind the boards then. And all the way back down low into the Montreal zone. Hudson through the zone to center. Puck is dumped back into the Tampa Bay zone. Lilleberg will get it back then for the Bolts. Lilleberg throws it around behind the net. Newhook on the right side then for Geekie. Texier will drop it back then for Hudson. Hudson off the boards, Demidov, poke checked away. Moser tries to chip it down low. Texier will take it back then. Delayed penalty here against the Bolts. Dobish will head to the bench. Empty net here for Tampa, or for Montreal, and I'm stuttering here, sorry. It's a power play coming up here for Tampa Bay. It will carry over into the third period unless there's a goal scored. Shots are 16-5. With 1:28 to go, Montreal power play coming up. 2 minutes for high sticking here on Connor Geekie. And here's a chance for Montreal to flip the script. You may be upset about the 2 goals, and that's not ideal, but you can flip the script here on the power play. And the bottom line is Montreal needs to start converting. They're 0 for 2 on their previous 2 power plays. They need to get a goal here on this one. We shall see. 6:03 left to, or definitely not 6:03, 1:28 left to go here in period number 2. Something really weird is happening with the clock right now on my screen. Face-off. One back by Montreal. Hudson. Back to Demidov. Cleared back down low behind the net, then Caulfield battling for it. Tampa Bay will get it back. Still scrambling for it down low. Hagel up top, turning back to Demidov. A shot saved by Vasilevsky. Caulfield behind the net, then back down low. Slavkovsky up top. Hudson fires it, and that one goes wide. It's in the crease. Vazzy keeps it out. It's jamming at the puck. Demidov can't get the shot on. What a poke check there by Cirelli, and he clears. What a play by Anthony Cirelli. Montreal regroups with it now in their own zone. Hudson. Cross-ice pass to Demidov. Demidov up top to Slavkovsky. 40 seconds to go in the second. Cross-ice pass, Caulfield to Demidov. And denied there in front. Slavkovsky the rebound. That was not due. Hudson a drive. Saved by Vasilevsky. Caulfield gets it back with 30 seconds to go. Caulfield to Hudson. Down low then with it is Slavkovsky. At the point, Caulfield back to Demidov. Down low, Slavkovsky. He scores! Yuri Slavkovsky ties the game on the power play. What a movement there by Montreal on the power play. Great passing plays. Assist on that goal are Demidov and Caulfield. And Montreal, who has not had a lot of shots here in this game, makes it a tied hockey game here late in period number 2. What a nice passing play there. I don't want to hear anything about the goals now. The game is tied. Face-off won back by the Habs. Matheson back to Evans. Here's Denault now through center. 15 seconds to go. Puck sleds in on Vazzy. He'll play it away. 10 seconds left. Anderson now battling for it in the corner. Taken back by Evans. Anderson back to Denault, who tries to clear it away. Battling for it on the right side. Time will wind down, and that'll do it for period number 2. End of 40 here in Montreal, despite Tampa Bay coming back from down 1-0, scoring 2 goals in less than 30 seconds. Juraj Slafkovsky ties the game on the power play. It is a 2-2 hockey game here after 40 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 momentarily. All right. That was a fun second period there. Definitely a lot of controversy. That's for sure. But Juraj Slafkovsky ties the game at 2 apiece. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and then we'll discuss. I'm sure there's a lot you guys want to talk about. Alrighty, everybody, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Had to use the bathroom really quick. 2-2 hockey game after 40 minutes of play. That was an entertaining second period there. A lot of controversial calls. Some of you were upset in the chat. It's all good. Let's take a little bit of a chill pill. Regardless of what you think of the calls, it's a 2-2 hockey game. After 40 minutes of play, anything can happen from here. You didn't lose the game because of these calls, because the game is tied now. So, we'll see what happens. Only one will tell. Kyle Schwarber, home run. Let's go. 2-run homer, too. Who was on base? Turner? Oh, it was. Thank God. Got something there. All right, I'm going to make 2 commentary clips super quickly of the 2 goal calls. Actually, I'm getting one of the Slafkovsky and the what's it called? And the Slafkovsky one. Looks like the Sabres and Bruins game has started. So we're going to miss a little bit of that game. We'll try and get as much as we can, but we're going to miss at least the first period of that game. Unfortunately. We'll see how long this one goes, though. Guessing the Lightning have dominated, but maybe the Habs got some calls. Some were upset about the Tampa Bay calls, or the calls that were on Tampa Bay and some of the goals, because basically Brandon Hagel tied the game, but he had a collision with Lane Hudson before he got the puck to tie it. He took Hudson's stick and tied the game. So, again, that was a I will agree with the Habs fans in the chat. That was definitely not like, that shouldn't have counted. By the rule book, that shouldn't count. That should be a penalty, but it is what it is. They tied the game. They tied the game the minute a 2-2 hockey game after 40 minutes of play. You shouldn't be upset about it now. I mean, you can be upset, but you tied the game. It is what it is. Montreal Canadiens win. Go Habs, go. We will see. It is funny. I will say that. It's kind of funny. That's thinking outside the box. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but both their sticks were on the ground. I'm pretty... I need to look at the replay. Did Hagel take Hudson's stick? Or did Hudson take Hagel's stick? If Hudson took Hagel's stick, then or if Hudson, oh my god, if Hudson took Hagel's stick, then it may be like they took each other's sticks. So I don't know why we would whatever. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm comprehension is not my strong suit. Am I competing against Steve Dangle? Is he live today? Is he live today? I didn't realize Dangle was live today. Maybe I am. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the other guys, to be honest with you. I just kind of do my own thing. So yeah, we're gonna miss a little bit of the Sabres and Bruins game. I apologize for that. We will go live for that game whenever this game ends. Hagel, up top to Radish. Radish to Hagel. Back down low then. Radish. Back down low then. Gonzalez to Kucherov. To Kucherov. Kucherov to Radish. He's Elvis to Kucherov. Kucherov to Radish. He scores! Darren Radish, the one-timer on the power play. And the Bolts have tied it. Hang on, I'm reading Travis. You can use a teammate stick, but you can't use the other team's stick. I'm pretty sure he used the other team's stick. It's not an ideal situation. No matter how you want to put it, it's not an ideal situation. Steve's mods got mad at me last year when I said not everybody knows who you are. He was going on about Twitter, etc. Huh. Not the biggest fan of him. He's okay. He's a decent guy. Just like not my kind of thing. I used to like him a lot, but now it's kind of not too interested in him. Not going to talk bad about him. I think he's still a solid guy and a good YouTuber, but not really my thing. The net. Battling for it, then back in front. They score! Brandon! Behind the net. Battling for it, then back in front. They score! Brandon Hagel! And just like that, the Bolts lead 2-1. Yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a smart hockey mind, but just not my cup of tea. The screaming and stuff. I like listening to his rants every now and then about the Maple Leafs when they lose. But overall, not really my thing, to be honest.
Say Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking. Oh, you made me smile. Yes.
Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. We have crossed over the 2,000 view mark here on this commentary. Thank you all so much for that. The rule might be under illegal equipment. That other stick, I do not know. Yeah, it's an illegal play, but it is what it is. I mean, the blunt of it is that you can talk about how the goals were illegal and this and that and how they shouldn't have counted and how they should have counted and all this and that. The bottom line is we're tied at 2. We're tied at 2 after 40 minutes of play. Talking about them is one thing. It's not going to change anything, though. All I hope for is a great third period. That's all I'm hoping for, guys. And I'm thankful for all you guys tuning in here to the channel and the stream. It's greatly appreciated. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new. Good morning from Australia. Go Habs, go. Love to hear that. Yeah, skates are expensive, bro. You got to be careful with those. Skates are expensive. I use Tours. Tours skates, those are expensive. Oh my God, the Mets have lost 11 games in a row. Jesus. Exactly right. It's tied going into the third. Yeah, we can talk about all this and that, but the bottom line is we're tied after 40 minutes of play. We'll see what happens in the next 20. What stick do I use? I forget. I forget what kind of stick I use. Nothing crazy though. I think it's a Bauer. Crazy how Montreal was high scoring percentages all year long, and tonight is no exception. 2 goals on 8 shots. Yep. Habs need to turn up the heat in the third. Hopefully the refs get it right now. Yeah, we'll see. Probably not, but we'll see. Probably not. We will see, though. All right. Just uploaded the Tampa Bay goal clip. Gonna make the Slavkovsky one a goal clip as well. Who do I think was the best flyer of all time? Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark is my take. All right, perfect. Yeah, Lindros is a good pick. All right. Bruins and Sabres are having at it right now. Oh, man. We're going to miss a bunch of that, aren't we? Whatever. Got to get through this one first. Maybe we'll have overtime. Maybe we will have overtime in this one. I don't know. Either way, it was a difficult choice. I knew I was going to be missing a little bit of that. Probably at least half of it, actually. But we'll go to it when we're done this one. Maybe I'll take that time to eat some dinner really quick. I might do that, actually. Sounds like a good idea. I may do that. Third period coming up in just a moment, guys. Where does Brian Prop fit in? Top 15. For some reason, this does not want to load. We will try that again. That was before my time, though. Third period's going to be awesome. Yup, it definitely is. All right. Got the Slavkovsky goal call done. Took me forever. Sorry about that, guys. It was really confusing. All right. Third period coming up in just a matter of moments. Literally seconds. Hey, thanks, Travis. All righty, everyone. Let's get ready for the start of period number 3 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Darren Radish, Brandon Hagel, and Yuri Slafkovsky, making it a 2-2 hockey game after 40 minutes of play. Getting ready for what hopefully should be an electric third period. Taking a look now at your stats through 40. Shots were 17-9 in favor of Tampa Bay during that time. Face-off percentage was 58% in favor of the Canadiens. Power plays, Montreal 1 for 3. Tampa Bay 1 for 4. Hits were 35-30 in favor of Tampa, and block shots were 8-7 in favor of Montreal. Faceoffs coming up now here in the Montreal zone after Dobish made a nice little save in the Montreal zone. It's going to be Nick Paul taking the draw here against Philip Denault. The faceoff here in the Montreal zone. Denault versus Paul. They will kick Denault out. Coming in then is Evans. Face-off here now is won back by Montreal. Hudson chips it off the boards to Gord. Gord will dump it around then behind the net. Hudson drops it back then for Gooley. Caden Gooley on the right side gets it back to center. Gergensons clears it in then on Dobish. Now Gooley here on the right side will chip this one off the boards to center. Yanni Gord back over then for Paul. Nick Paul battling for it now on the right side. Habs will take it back through center. It's broken up then by Tampa Bay. Here's Paul into the zone now behind the net. Nick Paul will regroup. He'll fire it around down low. Radish up top will dump it into the corner. Tampa Bay gets it back. Hagel battling for it then with Gooley. Hagel battling for it on the right side with Gooley. Now regrouping on the right side is Lane Hudson. Hudson gains the Montreal line and dumps it down low. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. I'm thinking about it. Here's Ryan McDonough. McDonough will dump it down low here into the Tampa Bay zone. Suzuki back in the corner for Matheson. Matheson to the right side to Suzuki now through center. Chipped off the boards. Could not get it there to Caulfield. McDonough battling for with Suzuki. Here's Cirelli now through center. Anthony Cirelli carries it down low into the zone. Huge hit there by Carrier down low. They scramble for that puck. And cleared back around to the right side. Tampa Bay will dump it down low here into the Montreal zone. Hudson versus Gonzalez. Shot on Dobish. There goes wide. Kucherov just slightly keeps it in the Montreal zone. A drive there on Dobish. He'll make the save. Behind the net then, Montreal gets it back. Demidov knocked off there by Radish. Kucherov battling for now on the right side. Texier fires it, and that one goes wide of Vasilevsky. Caulfield dumps it around then behind the net. Texier to Caulfield. Demidov battling for that puck. It's broken up. Hudson crosses past Texier. Back in front. Denied by Vasilevsky. What a stop. Kucherov will bank this one off the boards and back down low then into the Montreal zone. Gonzalez battling for it now with Newhook. On the right side, trying to get that one was Corey Perry. He'll battle for it with Gooley. There as well as Doc. Hudson below the line then for Montreal. Tampa Bay just slightly keeps that one in. Kirby Doc down low now in the corner. Battling for it with Dominic James. Geeky on the right side, stolen back then by Hudson. Here's James, battling for it down low. Lane Hudson now behind the Montreal net, chipped off the boards to center. Doc, cross-ice pass. He's got Texier. Texier gets into the zone. Chernak knocks him off the puck. Texier keeps it, though, as he skates it around behind the net. Texier up top to Struble. Struble back to Jacky, a shot. And that one is blocked. Jabbing at that one is Doc on Vasilevsky. He makes the save, and the physicality continues. What are you talking about? Tanner Howe cross-check? Hang on a second. I'll take a look at it real quick. Really? Let me go see what you're talking about. Tanner Howe. I'm looking it up real quick, JJ. Let me see what you're talking about. Shots are 18-10 here in favor of Tampa Bay. Face-off now here in the Tampa Bay zone. Struble across about to Jack-Eye a shot. And that one goes wide there, Vasilevsky. I'll look it up in the next commercial break. Down low in front. Slavkovsky, a chance there was denied. Struble at the point. Jack-Eye a shot. Save. Rebounds there. Denied. Another chance for Montreal. Good chances here for the Habs. And Tampa clears it the other way. Kucherov battling for on the right side with Jack-Eye. And the physicality keeps on mounting here in the third. Man, my stream for some reason keeps falling behind. I don't know what keeps happening to my stream. It keeps kicking me behind. I think I need to change my Wi-Fi. But I haven't been able to. All right, let me take a look at this thing that JJ was talking about. Tanner Howe cross-check. Oh, I see it. It's on YouTube. Let me take a look. All right, face-off coming up here real quick in the Tampa Bay zone. Let me see what you're talking about here. Face-off coming up now in the Tampa Bay end. It's one back by Montreal. Hudson here now on the right side. Hudson will regroup here in the Montreal zone. Clears it back down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Oh, boy. Man, that looks very physical there. Oh, my goodness. And a whistle blown dead down low here. Yeah, that was quite a cross-check. Whistle blown dead here in the Tampa Bay zone. We're getting a penalty here against Tampa Bay. .1540. Anthony Cirelli going to the box for interference. And Montreal will get another huge opportunity here on the power play coming up. This is a pretty big opportunity here for the Canadiens to potentially take a 3-2 lead. We will see if they can take advantage of this, though. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. It's one back by Montreal. Hudson at the point, back down low to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky over then for Caulfield. Suzuki back over then to Caulfield. Caulfield up top to Hudson. Hudson back to Demidov. Demidov to Hudson. Hudson down low to Caulfield. Cole Caulfield on the right side. Pass up top, broken up. Hudson back over. Demidov, a shot was blocked by McDonough. Tampa Bay will clear it back to center. Whistle blown dead as it went out of play into the Tampa Bay bench. And the face-off will come in the Tampa Bay zone. A little update in the Bruins-Sabres game. Morgan Geekie makes it a 1-0 lead for Boston. 6:20 to go in that opening period. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. It's Gord versus Newhook. The face-off is one back then by Montreal. Hudson back down low to Demidov. Below the line, then Slavkovsky in front of Caulfield. Denied. Rebounds there. And Vazzy keeps it out. And now the physicality continues. Moser getting into it with Slavkovsky. Gergenson's getting into it with Caulfield. And just more and more and more and more. Just physicality between these two teams. The penalty minutes are surprisingly not that bad. 12 between the two. But it feels like there's been many more than that. Face-off in the Tampa Bay zone. One back by the Habs. Hudson fires it, and that one goes wide of Vasilevsky. McDonough will clear it off the boards all the way back down low into the Montreal end. Hudson battling for it then with Hagel. Hagel up top to Gensel, a shot. And that one deflects wide. Hudson on the right side. Gensel will play this one ahead to center. Tampa Bay will regroup in their own end now, and with plenty of time as the Montreal power play winds down. Hagel up top to the McDonough. McDonough comes in, fires it on. That one's blocked. Caulfield. Drop back then to Hudson. Lane Hudson now will give it up then for Suzuki. Nick Suzuki off the boards to Cole Caulfield. Caulfield back to Suzuki, up top to Hudson. Hudson to Demidov. Demidov to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky to Demidov. Up top Hudson. Hudson over then for Suzuki. Down low Caulfield. In front Slavkovsky. He scores! Uri Slavkovsky! Power play goal! And it's 3-2 Montreal. His second of the night. What is happening? Uri Slavkovsky, power play goal. It's 3-2 Montreal. Talk about clutch. Uri Slavkovsky from Caulfield and Suzuki. Multi-point games for Slavkovsky and Caulfield now. And Montreal has taken a 3-2 lead here with 14:31 to go. What is 14 minutes to go in the third period. Puck is chipped off the boards to center. Anderson battling for it now on the right side. Vasilevsky fighting for it down low in the corner. Radish back over then to Corey Perry. Cleared back to center now. Whistle blown dead. Here at center as my screen freezes. Corey Perry unhappy about a current call. I'm not exactly sure what's happening here because my screen is freezing. And we might get a penalty here. Uri Slavkovsky, the go-ahead goal, makes it a 3-2 lead for Montreal here in the third period. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. Brings more people into the wonderful commentary. I did say Montreal would win. The game's not over yet, but it looks like they are currently. Good to see. I'm changing my Wi-Fi super quick because my game is really laggy. I'm going to change my Wi-Fi. Maybe that will change something here because my computer or my stream on my TV is really, really choppy. So I'm going to try and fix that up here really quick. All right, there we go. We'll see if that gets fixed up. 3 goals on 14 shots for Montreal. Take a look at the goaltender stats here at 1345. Man, I'm all over the place here in this one. Take a look at the goalie stats here. Jakub Dobish, 16 saves on 18 shots. 889 save percentage. Pretty respectful, if I do say so myself. And then on the other side, for Tampa Bay, Vasilevsky having a really bad game. 786 save percentage here in this one tonight as well. And now for some reason I can't find the game. There we go. All right. I might have missed a little bit of time here. I apologize if I did. Doesn't look like I did. Of course I'm lagging. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the neutral zone, I'm pretty sure. It will be. Face-off is won back by Montreal. They will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay end. Lilleberg off the boards to Perry. Perry up top then to Dominic James. 2-on-2. Geeky carries it into the zone, battling for it down low in the corner. Moser back to the right side. Moser's knocked down to the ground there, fighting there with Anderson. James up top to Perry. Shot on there, goes wide of the Montreal net. Now Philip Denault will give it back then for Struble. Jaden Struble now will hold it here in the Montreal end. 7 minutes gone here in period number 3. Uri Slavkovsky with 2 goals tonight. Puck is dumped back down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Whistle blown dead at 12:57. I'm not 100% sure what the call is here. Might have been an icing. Or something. All right, face-off coming up here now in the Montreal zone. It's a tie-up here on the right side. Boldu takes it back then for Montreal. Boldu will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. That's an icing at 12:45 against the Habs. What is happening? There we go. Wait, no, not there we go. Game of the day? I would argue. I would say it's the game of the day. It's been a fun one, though, for sure. Face-off here outside of the Montreal zone. It's won back by the Bolts. They will regroup in their own end. Moser off the boards to center. Point to Kucherov, denied by Dobish. Habs will touch it, and we are going to get another power play for Tampa Bay. Penalties galore tonight. The referees are calling everything. This will be the 5th power play of the game for Tampa Bay. Just power plays all over the place. Absolutely nuts. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Montreal zone. The Bolts will get a chance to potentially tie. The face-off is a tie-up. It's won back by Montreal. Gensel on the right side. Down low. Backhand in front. Saved by Dobish as he got it in there on Hagel. And a good little backhand there by Brandon Hagel. Sadly, he cannot get it on that one. Face-off here in the Montreal zone. It's won back by the Habs. Matheson tried to clear it to center. It's stolen back then by Jake Evans. Evans comes down the other way then shorthanded. Evans passed down on a new hook. They could not convert. Montreal gets it back. They'll clear to center. Matheson will dump it back down low into the Tampa Bay end. Lightning are still on the power play. Radish will drop it back then for Point. Point to Kucherov. Kucherov into the zone, back to Gensel. Gensel up top, Radish. Radish over then. Hagel fires it on. That one's blocked rebound in front. They jab at that puck. And the Habs try and clear. Kept in then by Tampa. Radish to Gensel. Back to Kucherov. Gensel to Kucherov. Below the line. Kucherov back up top. Puck's deflected by Anderson. It's kept in by Tampa Bay. But the Habs will force it right back out as soon as I say that. Kucherov on the right side. Back down low. Point to Gensel. Up top, Radish. Radish for Hagel. A shot. Save. Gensel over. Shot on save by Dobish. Hagel gets it back. Hagel waits. He won't fire that puck just yet. Radish back to Kucherov. Kucherov, top of the circle. Kucherov, down low, Gensel, pass over, they score! Brandon Hagel! And they answer right back. We are tied. .11:02 left here in the third period. It's Hagel versus Slavkovsky, seemingly. It is 3-2, or it is 3-3 here in the third period. Oh, my Lord. Brandon Hagel ties the game at 3. here in the third period. It's just back and forth, back and forth. Hagel with 2 goals tonight, assisted by Gensel and Kucherov. Face-off here at center now is a tie-up. It's one back into the Montreal zone. Lane Hudson behind the Montreal net. Hudson to Slavkovsky. Cross-ice pass is broken up. Hagel battling for it on the right side. McDonough battling for it then with Chernak. McDonough will take it around then behind the net. He'll throw it to center. Gensel try to throw a backdoor pass up top. Chernak is shot on, and the play is blown dead due to an offsides. So we will step aside. You did tell me that, JJ. You're right. Goals galore here tonight. Wow. Brandon Hagel ties the game. His second goal of the game. That's a multi-point game for Gensel. He has 3 points tonight. 3 assists on all of the Tampa Bay goals. Kucherov has 2 points tonight. Slavkovsky has 2 points tonight. Caulfield has 2 points tonight. Everybody's getting points tonight. Even I'm getting points tonight. It's a 3-3 hockey game here with 10:31 to go in the third. Face-off now is one back. Texier will clear it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Moser backhands it off the boards. Radish battling for it. Up top, Demidov throws it down low then to Newhook. In the corner, Braden Point. Back over to Gage Gonzalez. Cross-ice pass to Kucherov. Back over to Gonzalez. Up top, Kucherov comes to center. Waits, fires it. It's blocked. Radish on the right side. Back down low to Gonzalez. Gage Gonzalez. Up top then for Radish, a shot, and that one goes wide of the Montreal net. Point battling for it then with Matheson. Kucherov is fighting for it then as well with Demidov. Huge hit there down low as Kucherov was hit there by Matheson. Montreal will regroup now in their own end. 9.5 minutes to go here in regulation. We are still tied at 3. Puck will slide back here yet again into the Tampa Bay zone. McDonough will fight for it alongside Matheson. Puck is cleared all the way back down into the Montreal zone. No icing. Cirelli behind the net for Tampa Bay. Anthony Cirelli battling for that puck up top. Then Lilleberg. Lilleberg to Cirelli. A shot. That one's blocked through the crease. Montreal will get it back ahead then to center. Gooley to Suzuki, who will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay end. Lilleberg on the right side battling for with Slavkovsky. Gensel will chip this one to center. Gooley now will regroup with it. Hudson drop back then for Gooley. Here in the Montreal zone, Gooley back over to Hudson. Cross pass up top. Now Doc back to Boldu. Boldu battling for it down low. Zach Boldu trying to get this one free. Doc fighting with Gord. Gord ahead then for Paul. Nick Paul trying to bring that one down low into the Montreal zone. He's tied up there by Struble. Struble will chip this one into the Tampa Bay zone. Moser battling for it then with Kapanen. Puck is cleared back to center. Kirby Doc. Back up top then to Boldu. A shot saved by Vasilevsky on the right side. Rebound in front. And that one's jabbed away as well. Tampa Bay will pick it back up. They will clear it back to center. Down low now with it. Boldu back to Struble. Broken up then by the Bolts. Emil Lilleberg gets it back over then for Dominic James. James down low for McDonough. Ryan McDonough chipped off the boards by Lilleberg and back down low into the Montreal zone. Carrier off the boards to James. James trying to clear that puck up top, then battling for it down low. Matheson. He'll try and get that one free there as well. Mike Matheson now behind the net. Off the boards to Nault. Cleared back to center. James trying to get that one down low. 7 minutes to go here in the third period. The Habs and the Bolts are tied at 3. Here as we head into the latter stages. Point will backhand this one all the way back into the Montreal zone. Gooley up top then to Newhook. Newhook battling for on the right side then with Moser. Gonzalez trying to poke check it away. Gooley up top to Hudson. Hudson carries it around down low. Newhook battling for it down low in the corner. Chipped off the boards by Gonzalez. Gonzalez will attempt to clear it to center. Now in the corner here is Newhook. Alex Newhook throws it back up top to Hudson. Hudson fires it. Saved by Vasilevsky. It was right there on the right side. Gooley intercepted there by Tampa Bay. Kucherov will flick this puck here into the Montreal zone. Hudson behind the net here then for the Habs. Hudson up top to center. Montreal will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay end. McDonough, puck slides in on Vasilevsky. He will cover up with exactly 6 minutes to go in regulation. We are still tied at 3 apiece after Brandon Hagel tied the game for the Bolts. Here with 6 minutes to go in regulation, it's 3-3. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We are now at 48 likes. We are nearly as well as that too. 50 subscribers away from 5,800. We're also 250 subs away from 6,000. Thank you all so much for your support today. It means a ton. It's been a fun day here of playoff hockey. Commentating all these games, I've had a great time. I hope you guys have as well. So it looks like we're going to miss at least the first period of, well, we have missed the first period of Bruins and Sabres. If this game goes to extra time, we'll probably scrap that game and just go right to Mammoth and Golden Knights when that gets started. I hate to do it, but sadly, we're going to miss at least half the game anyways. Especially if this one goes an extra period. But we'll see. We will see. Go make food quickly. I'm going to make food probably. If this one ends early, I might just not stream the Sabres and Bruins and go make food and then get ready for the Mammoth and Golden Knights. We'll see. We will see. I'll think about it. All right, face-off coming up here now. The like button is right below the title of the videos. Should be next to your chat if you pull your chat down. All right, face-off here in the Tampa Bay zone. It's a tie-up, so they will try that again. 6 minutes to go here. Shots are 22-17 in favor of the Bolts. Face-off here now in the Tampa Bay end. Texier versus Point. Face-off is won back then by the Habs. Hudson, a shot there goes wide. Gonzalez battling for on the right side. Newhook tries to keep that one in the zone. Texier battling for it here on the right side. Gonzalez back down low. Radish behind the Tampa Bay net will clear this one all the way back down the other way. Here come the Bolts into the zone. Gonzalez back down on a point. Broken up there. Battling for it in the corner. Gonzalez. Kucherov a shot on Dobish, and he'll make the save at 5:28. Just go make food and do Utah. and Knights game. I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys want to do? If this game goes to extra time, or if it ends now, would you guys rather me go and stream the rest of Sabres and Bruins, or should I just scrap that game altogether and then go to Golden Knights in Utah later on tonight? What do you guys think? Face-off in the Montreal zone is won back by the Habs. Anderson battling for it then with Moser down low. Matheson behind the net then for Montreal. Matheson battling for it with Gergensons back down low. It's cleared all the way back to center. I may not even get a break anyway, to be honest with you. Here's Lilleberg. Back to Moser. Moser will chip it back to center. Gooley battling for it now on the right side. Puck slides into the Montreal zone and an icing against the Lightning. Yeah, so I'm not leaving this game. We're streaming this game till it's done. But if you guys would prefer me to just wait until the Knights game to go live again, let me know. Face off here, won by Montreal. Gooley up top. On the right side, Suzuki. Suzuki will backhand it here down low. Battling for it in the corner then, Slavkovsky. On the right side, Nick Paul. Regrouping with this puck. Gord battling for it as well. Less than 5 minutes to go. We are definitely in crunch time, folks. Lilleberg carries it back to center. Dump back down low here into the Montreal zone. Slavkovsky will have to come back and regroup. Uri Slavkovsky now will hold it in his own end. Hudson will regroup in his own zone. Lane Hudson now back over to Gooley. Caden Gooley up top. Kapanen to Doc. Kirby Doc now below the goal line. Up to the point, Matheson comes in, fires it. It's deflected through the crease. And back down low to the corner. Thrown back to center, then Hagel comes in, fires it. That one's blocked. Montreal gets it back now in their own zone. Seemingly, it feels like what's happening here is that the second period was really open and physical, and now this game, it seems a lot more conservative in these last couple minutes. 3:42 left to go in the third period. We are still tied at 3 apiece. Beautiful sunset in Tampa. I mean, it is up to me, but I want to ask you guys what you guys would think. All right, 3:42 left to go. Update on the Bruins and Sabres game. Second period getting ready to start in a couple moments in that game. It is a 1-0 lead for the Sabres. Morgan Geekie from Pasternak and Zadorov. Well, thank you, Travis. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you all for being in here. It means a lot. I know there's a lot of people who are live for this game and stuff. I appreciate all you guys sticking around with me, though, and your guys' continued support. I may not even have time in between the two anyway, because this game could go to overtime, and I could be done, or I could be done, or I might not even be done before the last game. So, go Sabres. I will say this, though. I know we're missing a lot of the Sabres and Bruins game 1. We will be live for game 2. Game 2 is on Tuesday. We'll be live for that game. Don't worry about that. I switched my schedule around. We'll be live for that game on Tuesday. A Nordic call is a great call. Thank you, Uncommon Truth. What's up, man? It's been a while. How you doing? All right. In the final 4 minutes of regulation here. Face-off coming up now outside of the Tampa Bay end. One back by Montreal. Gooley will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Chernak On the right side, Cirelli. Back over to Gensel. Gensel will clear this one back into the Montreal zone. Hudson getting it back then for Montreal. What's up, Chris? How we doing, Chris? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Gooley for Hudson. Hudson up top to Caulfield. Caulfield will dump it down low then into the Tampa Bay zone. McDonough battling for it then with Suzuki. McDonough will clear this one off the boards behind the net. Taken back then by Tampa. Here come the Bolts the other way. Hagel up to Chernak. Chernak will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Gooley back over then to Hudson. Hudson up top then to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky will throw it down low then as the Habs regroup in their own end. Hudson to Gooley. Broken up then by Tampa. Puck is cleared back to center then. J.J. Moser cross ice pass to Radish. Radish will throw this one in just over the glove of Dovish. Up top now, Darren Radish gets it back. Radish fires it. And that one goes wide there of Dovish. Up top, Moser. Puck goes up and out of play at 2:24. All right. Pick Montreal to win this series. Good to hear. I picked Tampa to win in 6. But I could see Montreal winning it as well. Face off here now in the Tampa Bay, or the Montreal zone, one back by the Bolts. Down low now in the corner, Gergensons. Battling forward here on the right side. Matheson fighting forward as well. Puck slides down low. 2:10 left to go here in regulation. We are still tied at 3 apiece. Behind the net, Matheson to Denault. Philip Denault will gain the line. Try to clear it down low. Gord. Back ahead then for Paul. Hey, Chris. Thank you for the $5 dono, bro. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Chris. That means a lot, man. Thank you. Nice little emoji there. I don't know what they call this. What do they call it? A peach? Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. 1:30 to go here in this third period. Suzuki with speed now through center will dump it into the Tampa Bay zone. Time winding down Slavkovsky. Back over then to Cirelli, who will clear it to center. Puck is chipped back into the Tampa Bay zone. McDonough. Pass to Gensel. Gensel ahead then for Hagel. Hagel down the right side. Comes down low, pass over. Saved by Dobish. As I'm sneezing during the call. Oh. Trying to do the call and I'm sneezing. A peach or a pear? Oh. Great playoffs so far. You're definitely right about that. 1:09 to go in regulation. Shots are 23-22. They haven't really changed that much in this period. At least not over the last couple minutes. All right, face-off. Coming up here now in the Montreal zone. Matheson here. On the ice for Montreal, it's Paul versus Suzuki. Face-off won by Tampa. Kucherov, a shot goes wide. Here's Nick Paul. Behind the net then for Tampa. Paul up top, crosses past Kucherov, a shot, save, it's in the crease, and Montreal takes it back. Last minute of play here in period number 3. Matheson will dump it down low then into the Tampa Bay zone. Moser gets it back down low. He'll bank it off the boards to center. Hey, Travis with the $5 dono. Thank you, Travis. Do we have a dono train starting here? Thank you, Travis. I really appreciate that. That means a lot, bro. Thank you. Your guys' donations are never expected, but they are appreciated. Thank you so much, Travis. It's your first super. It's weird how that tells me that. Peaches galore tonight. Face-off coming up here again now with 42 seconds to go. Here in the Tampa Bay zone. Want the Sens to win game 2. Great win for the Wild last night. Sounds a Wild fan. Awesome. Hopefully they'll be able to win the series. We'll see. I think this might be the year they go on a run. We'll find out. Face-off won by Tampa Bay. They will clear it off the boards. Here they come the way. Hagel into the zone. Shot goes wide of Dobish. Chernak behind the net then to Hagel. 30 seconds to go in regulation. McDonough fires it, and that one's blocked. Now Cirelli battling for it. Demidov back to Newhook. Newhook takes it back the other way then for Montreal. Poke checked ahead, and a whistle blown dead. And we have a penalty with 20 seconds to go here in regulation. Power play coming up here now. It's going to be against the Bolts. The Habs will get a power play for 20 seconds here in this third period. And if they don't score, it'll carry over into period number 4, aka overtime. There's no fourth period. Huge face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. 20 seconds to go in regulation. All right, Montreal's power play already has 2 goals here tonight, both of them from Slavkovsky. Will they get another one? Face-off won by the Habs. Time winding down. McDonough gets it back then to Hagel. Hagel will clear this one all the way down the other way. 10 seconds left. Caulfield, one last chance. Caulfield moves into the zone, gets broken up, poke checked away. 4 seconds left. And folks, we are headed to overtime for the first time here in these playoffs. 60 minutes was not enough, and we will get overtime here from Tampa Bay. It's going to be 5-on-5 for 20 minutes until there is a goal scored. That being said, folks, we will head to our third intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 or 4 for overtime. Overtime momentarily. We'll talk about the game so far. We'll go a little bit of a trip down memory lane because, again, obviously... Oh, J-Dub, $5 dono. Thank you. It takes 3 to be considered a dono train. You're right. Thank you, J-Dub. I appreciate it, man. That's another one from you today. Thank you, brother. Let's go, Canes. We'll see if you guys can win game 2 tomorrow. Dinner time? No. All right. Intermission time. I'm going to go use the bathroom super quick, guys. I will be right back. Stick around here. We got overtime coming up. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Had to use the bathroom super quick. Awesome game so far. We're going to step aside here for a little bit. We got overtime coming up here from Tampa Bay. For the first time as well in the playoffs, there will be overtime tonight. Canes are such a great team, hoping for a win in game 2. We shall see what happens. I hope that series goes long. I hope every series goes long. These playoffs have been great so far. Buffalo and Boston currently in the second period of that game. So there you go. Let's get our third commentary clip of the game out of the way. So yeah, we're probably not going to stream Buffalo and Boston. We will just jump right over to Utah and Vegas. So we're going to scrap the Boston-Buffalo stream. Sadly, I would love to do both of them. But it doesn't look like it's going to be possible. And that is my apologies. Power play goal, and it's 3-2. Thank you, Spider-Man. You're the worst villain. You're the worst villain. Never really liked any of the Marvel superhero stuff. Never was a fan of that stuff. Oh my God. All right, updating my stat sheet here really quick. No worries, we do his hard work. Watch the Hockey Guy, only does previews and reviews. Yeah, the Hockey Guy's good. I used to be into him when I was younger, but now I've kind of focused on my own channel and taking that off. If Canes sweep, they sweep. Yep, you're right about that. Up top, Hudson. Hudson over them for Suzuki. Those are the ones you want back. You want to make it as hard as possible for any shooter. They have to beat you around you. Never through the arms or the legs. Those are the goals you have to cut down. On the other side of things, I think we knew this was a power play unit for Tampa. All right. Just uploaded the Slavkovsky second power play goal clip. That's our third commentary clip of this stream. All right, now I got to get to the stat sheet because I haven't done that at all in this one. Thank you all for tuning in. We are basically 50 subscribers away from 5,800. We started the day off with less than 5,700. So thank you all so much for your support today. It is very much so greatly appreciated. We have plenty of more content coming your way, not only just today, but this week as well. Who is everyone picking in the Battle of P? I picked Pittsburgh, but I'm a Flyers fan, so I could see it going either way. That is Darren Radish. His 5th goal in a commentary. Oh, my goodness. Jake Gensel has 3 points tonight. Bushi challenge, I said Slafford JG. Who's scoring? Yeah, guys, who's scoring the overtime goals? Overtime picks. Put them in the comment section. Who's scoring the OT goals in this game? I'll go with Hagel. Hagel or Caulfield. That's who I'm going with. Hagel or Caulfield. That's my picks. Drop your picks in the comment section. Drop your picks in the comment section down below. All right. Caulfield, Cirelli, Suzuki or Hagel, Caulfield, Kucherov, Corey Perry. You can drop picks for both teams, too. You can drop picks for both teams. You don't have to just pick one team. You can pick a player for both sides. All right, overtime coming up here now in about 7 minutes or so. Am I going to look at the Bruins versus Sabres? See what the score is of that. 1-0 Bruins so far. Probably not. I will probably I was going to, Jack, but I'm going to go over to Golden Knights and Mammoth after this. I was going to do that, but I'm going to miss like over half the game. At least half the game. So I'm just going to decide to just scrap that one. We'll do game 2. Game 2's on Tuesday. We'll be live for that instead of this. And then we'll do Golden Knights and Mammoth tonight. Slavkovsky, 7th and 8th goals in commentaries. All right. All right. Field 2-0. If there's 2 overtimes in the Knights and Mammoth game, I might cry. I have to be up at 7 a.m. to go to school. I might cry if there's 2 overtimes in that game. I will cry. I would literally cry. Tears. This game might go several periods now. Much respect for finishing the game. Yeah, we'll finish the game. If it overlaps with Utah and Vegas, I'll make a decision depending on how much I miss of the game. I think the rule for me is going to be like, if I miss over half of the game, I won't bother. So I think, yeah, we'll roll with that. All right. Yeah, if there's 2 overtimes in that game, I'll cry. I will cry. Literal tears. Will that be a new fresh stream? Yes. That'll be a new fresh stream. If for the Mammoth and Golden Knights game, we'll just resume with a brand new stream. Alrighty, everybody. I think we're ready for the start of overtime. Yes, we are. Let's get ready for the start of overtime here from Tampa Bay between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Third period recap. Goals were scored by Juraj Slafkovsky and Brandon Hagel, making it a 3-3 tie after 60 minutes of play. Taking a look at your stats through 60. The shots are 23-18 in favor of Tampa Bay. Faceoffs are 59% in favor of Montreal. Power plays, Montreal 2 for 4, Tampa Bay 2 for 5. Hits are 42-14 in favor of the Habs, and block shots are 16-10 in favor of Tampa Bay. Overtime here from Tampa Bay. We will see how long we go. Habs get a power play to start, and we'll see if that is the decision, or will we go longer than that? Overtime is underway here from Tampa Bay. Faceoff is won back then by Montreal. Hudson here in his own end. We'll drop it back then. Suzuki chipped off the boards to Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky to Caulfield, broken up then at center, taken back then by the Habs. Suzuki will give it back then for Caulfield. Caulfield off the boards around McDonough. Caulfield will dump it down low behind the net then to Suzuki. Suzuki up top to Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky to Hudson. Hudson to Suzuki as the Habs set up. Suzuki banked up in the air. Hagel will backhand this one all the way back down the other way. Out of his net to play it then is Jakub Dobish. He will regroup with that one on the right side. 50 seconds to go on the Habs power play. Suzuki to Demidov. Crosses past Hudson. Down low, Caulfield. Shot on! Goes up in the air and out of play. Thank you all for tuning in. We have crossed over the 3,000 view mark here on this commentary. Thank you all so much for that. It is greatly appreciated. Hey, Daniel, $20 donation. The dono train keeps coming on. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that, bro. $20. That's awesome. Thank you so much, bro. That means a lot. It really does mean a lot. Montreal's calling their timeout here. Montreal will call their timeout and try to assess and create a play. We will see what happens here regarding that. I'm out of water. This is not good, guys. I'm out of water. I am out of water. Let's hope I can survive. So timeout here for the Canadiens. It's a 3-3 hockey game here in overtime. I almost said period number 4. I'm not used to saying overtime. So briefly, Let's take a look at Watch with Nordic history between these two teams. Players who have scored overtime goals for these respective sides. None. Nobody ever in Watch with Nordic history has scored an overtime goal for Montreal or Tampa Bay in a live commentary. There'll be a first-timer tonight. Face-off here in the Tampa Bay zone, won by the Bolts. They will clear it all the way back down the other way. Dobish gives it back over then for Hudson. Lane Hudson back over to Caulfield. Caulfield will drop it back then for Suzuki. Suzuki carries it into the zone. Up top, Hudson. Hudson to Slavkovsky. A shot! He scores! Yuri Slavkovsky! The hat trick! And the Habs get the win here in Game 1. What a shot by Yuri Slavkovsky! And Montreal wins the hockey game. A hat trick, overtime winner for Yuri Slavkovsky. For the first time ever in Watch with Nordic history, there has been a player that has scored an overtime winner and a hat trick here in a live commentary stream. The 17th hat trick in Watch with Nordic history and the 33rd different player to score an OT goal as well. Wow. What an ending. Yuri Slavkovsky here in overtime. Yuri Slavkovsky, the hat trick goal. And Montreal will get the 4-3 win. Assists on that goal, Lane Hudson and Nick Suzuki. And that is a huge win there for the Habs. And they take Game 1 in this sort of upset here in Tampa Bay. Final score, 4-3 Montreal. And that'll do it for me. I have an hour here break. I was not expecting this. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. I'm going to take a break. We're gonna take a break here. We'll be back and live for Golden Knights and Mammoth in about an hour. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to take a break. I need to get some food and rest a little bit here really quick. We'll be back for Golden Knights and Mammoth at 10 o'clock. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next stream.